Yo, it's TheGIBBYNATR. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm bringing you the best settings to use in Call of Duty World War II. It's taken me around a week to get these settings just to figure out what is the best, and I may change these settings in the future, but as of now these are the best settings that I've found. So all you have to do is go across on your bar at the top across the settings using LB and RB. If you're on PlayStation, that'll be L1 and R1. So going into the controls, the first thing you want to change is the button layout. Now you can either use stick and move, tactical, or bumper jumper tactical, or bumper jumper. Any of them will improve you as a player. They're going to allow you to jump shot, drop shot at the same time as aiming. So it's essentially like having a scuff without the need of having one. You can just use your normal controller. Now this is a trick that not a lot of people do, which they really should be doing. Now stick and move is what I used to use back in Infinite Warfare. That's going to allow you to jump at the same time as aiming. But now that we're back on boots on the ground, it makes more sense to use tactical. Now tactical is going to allow you to lie down at the same time as shooting, so you can drop shot people. But then one thing that I found is really OP is bumper jumper tactical. Now that's going to allow you to jump shot and it's going to allow you to drop shot at the same time. So jump shotting and drop shotting, your movement's going to be so complex, you're just going to throw the other person's aim off. You're going to win so many more gunfights using that. If you're on Xbox, I wouldn't recommend using flips. It just hurts your hand after a while, but it is essentially like having trigger stop. So if you do think it will help you, definitely give it a go. If you're on PlayStation, definitely use flip. That's going to basically give you trigger stops. If you don't know what trigger stops are, it's just the distance it takes to pull down your aim button will be reduced massively. So that is going to allow you to shoot faster, aim down sight faster. It's going to improve your reaction time and make you win gunfights faster. So the next thing is look inversion. Keep that disabled. All that does is means that if you look down using your controller, so if you pull down like most people do, I'll just do a little demonstration. If you pull down, well, my thumb's really far away, never mind, do the camera this way. If you pull down, it's going to make you look up, and if you push up, it's going to make you look down. So it's like a really weird thing. It's kind of like, if you think of it, is if you apply to a force to my hand here, and this is your face is going to look down. If you apply a force to your face, to the back of your head here, it's going to make you look up. It's kind of just a way people's minds think, and it's kind of weird. If your mind thinks like that, go ahead and use it, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. Your horizontal sensitivity and your vertical sensitivity. Now I keep this exactly the same. Obviously this is all just preference. I think high sensitivity is needed on boots on the ground because it's going to allow you to turn on people, and you're not jumping everywhere, so you don't really need the accuracy. You can kind of just like, I mean, it's just personal preference. Use whatever sensitivity you feel comfortable with and you do the best with. I can't really like say high sensitivity is really good, because there's people that do really well on like a 1 sensitivity that are pros. So kind of, if you can maintain good accuracy with a high sensitivity, go ahead and do it. You're going to win more gunfights and you're going to be able to turn on people. It's just like, it's kind of, I recommend a high sensitivity because if you get caught out and there's someone behind you that you're not seeing on your minimap due to ghost or dead silence or just something stupid like that, you can still kill them because you're going to be really fast with your turn-ons. And then controller vibration, I disable that because it does like fractionally affect your accuracy. So when I say that, it means like your controller is going to be vibrating. That's going to vibrate your whole hand. So when you're aiming on your right thumbstick, that's just going to like slightly vibrate your thumbstick, and it's going to throw your accuracy off that tiny little bit. And that tiny little bit could be the matter of winning and losing a gunfight. So I just recommend turning that off. I mean, it kind of does make the gaming experience quite like really, it makes it really good when you have vibration. It kind of just puts you in the game. If you put a headset on, you've got your controller vibrating, you feel like you're in the war. And then with aim assist rotation and aim assist slowdown, you want those on. They are actually really powerful this year. A lot of people have been complaining about the aim assist, but I think it's really good this year. It's really strong. But for me, I was playing COD 4 with no aim assist to get myself prepared for this, so going back to aim assist, it's obviously going to feel good. But I definitely noticed the aim assist rotation. That one is the important one. That is going to mean when you're strafing, your player is going to rotate to people, so it's just really overpowered. And then the auto weapon switch, yeah, you can keep that on. Auto mantle. I would recommend disabling that, just because when you just start randomly climbing on stuff when you're going for jump shots, it's just so annoying. So just leave that out. You can jump onto stuff if you want to jump onto stuff. That just really annoys me at times. And then hustle sprint cancel, I enable that because I am used to the boots on the ground games where you cancel your reload via sprint and not having to YY. It's a lot easier because your thumb's already on the sprint stick, so you can easily just sprint to cancel your reload rather than going all the way over to the Y button and double tapping it. So that is your control settings. Moving on to the graphics now. Obviously brightness, I'd recommend putting that up quite high. The maps are quite dark in this game, so it's just going to allow you to see the corners easier. Be really good. Now your safe areas is something that a lot of people don't realise. They think, oh yeah, I'll set it to the max. No, don't do that. Set it to the minimum. That is going to allow you to have that's going to bring your HUD really close in. So that means when you're looking at your minimap, you're going to be looking at a smaller distance. So your minimap's going to be closer to your eye level, and that just means that you're going to be able to focus on your accuracy and the minimap really easy, and you're not going to be moving your head. You can just use your eyes, small movements, going to improve your playstyle so much more. Going to be able to check that minimap more, and you're going to have better accuracy. That is a really good one to use. Whenever I play on someone else's account and they have that set to the max, it screws me over big time. Now colorblind filter, unless you are colorblind, I'm not even colorblind, I don't use it, so I don't really know. It doesn't help me at all, so I just keep it off. And then minimap rotation, keep that enabled. If you disable that, it's just going to mess up the minimap and it's going to stay in one position and you're going to be the thing turning, so it's just going to be weird. It's going to, unless you're used to that, it's kind of just going to throw your perception off, which I don't really like. And motion blur, disable that so much. It's just going to make your game look so much better. It's going to be easier to notice people when you are spinning around. But motion blur, I don't know why they've added this in the past 2 Call of Duties now. It's horrible. No one likes it. It's kind of meant to make it so if you do sprint in real life, obviously everything around you does kind of blur. But it's a game, we don't want that. We want nice crisp, nice graphics. That kind of just ruins the graphics. So get rid of motion blur. It's going to look nicer. You're going to be able to see people more easily, so you're going to kill more people. And then for audio, I've kind of just kept this the same, except from turning music off. That just helps me concentrate more, and the music gets so repetitive when you're playing the game all the time. I've seen a lot of people messing around with this hitback feedback. That is your hit marker noise, so you can mess around with that if you want it so that your hit markers are really loud. I don't really know whether you'd want to. Kind of maybe if you're like a trick shotter, you might want to turn your hit markers up just in case your hit marker is shot, and then you can tell even more. But the announcer and battle chanter, you need that on. That's going to give you free callouts. Not a lot of people realise how helpful they are, but you want to be listening to the other people in the game, so they're going to be baiting out the other team, telling you where they are, and it's so helpful. So definitely keep that enabled. Subtitles, disable that unless you're deaf, in which case you won't even be here in this video. But other than that, that is all of the controls for Call of Duty World War II. If you did find this video helpful, definitely drop a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, boys. Peace.